Jimin shocked by Jungkook's statement at the airport, ARMY deeply concerned. Hey, I can't do this without your knowledge first. This sentence, uttered by Jungkook in a serious tone to Jimin at Incheon Airport a few days ago, has now become the center of speculation, discussion, and even concern among ARMYs worldwide. Behind that brief statement lies something deeper, more strategic, and very likely to influence BTS's future direction. Why was that statement said in public, not through private communication as usual? And why did Jimin's expression change so drastically immediately after hearing it? That intense interaction lasting only a few seconds has garnered more than 20 million views in under 24 hours across various social media platforms. But it's not the popularity of the video that shocked the world. It's the content of the very serious conversation between two BTS members who are known to be very close, but rarely show emotions in public spaces, shortly after Jungkook's departure for the United States. Several sources from the South Korean entertainment industry and independent music journalists in Los Angeles began linking the event to a large-scale secret project. This project, which is said to have been systematically designed since late 2023, is not just about music promotion, but also touches on technology, fashion, and fan engagement in an interactive AI-based format. The fact that it was Jimin, not any other member, who directly received this information from Jungkook in public raises questions. Does Jimin have a central role in this plan? Fan-recorded footage shows Jimin standing rigid, eyes sharply focused on Jungkook's emotionally intense face. No smile, no light gestures typical of temporary goodbyes. Instead, a tight hug and facial expressions holding back strong emotions illustrate that something serious was unfolding. This immediately sparked deep concern among ARMYs. Some even referred to the moment as an emotional turning point in BTS's internal dynamics. Jungkook's brief statement, "They need to know you've been part of this from the start," has become a clue that cannot be ignored. The word "they" in this context has sparked many interpretations. Does it refer to the other BTS members, the agency, or even global stakeholders now involved in this grand plan? A source from a South Korean creative production team, who declined to be named, stated that the project involves the development of a cross-continental digital collaboration platform, with direct participation from two major digital music distributors based in California. And sole point, one of the surprising aspects is the fact that this plan has been discussed privately between Jungkook and Taeyong since early 2024. Yet somehow, Jimin was only directly involved just before Jungkook's departure. What disturbs many is the way the involvement was done. Not through a meeting, not via encrypted messages, but in a brief yet public encounter at one of the most open places in Korea, the international airport. Why now? Why there? Why with such a severe facial expression? All these questions continue to circulate in online discussions, now flooding the global ARMY community. Some observers believe this is the crucial moment where BTS's emotional foundation is being reinforced, not as a formality, but as a psychological and strategic necessity before facing the public's soaring expectations toward the new phase of their careers. If it's true that this project is part of BTS's internal restructuring, then it makes perfect sense that Jimin was chosen to be informed first. All this time, Jimin has been known as the member with the strongest emotional connection to every other member, as well as possessing interpersonal sensitivity acknowledged even by his fellow members. In a highly strategic situation, such trust is no small matter. It could determine the direction of collaboration, role distribution, and the emotional stability of the group under ever-increasing global pressure. Sources from the Los Angeles marketing industry even mentioned that Jungkook's departure this time isn't just for album promotion or music video shoots. He is scheduled to attend a series of high-level meetings with music and entertainment tech agencies, including an AI-based interactive multimedia project that enables fans worldwide to participate in artists' creative processes in real time. If true, this would mark not only a new chapter for BTS, but for the global K-pop industry as well. What causes anxiety is, what are the implications for the relationships among the other members? Can a project this big be accepted by the entire group? Have decisions been made by some without involving everyone? And more importantly, is Jimin, after receiving the information so suddenly, truly ready to be part of the new structure now being assembled? The emotional tension between them at the airport, accidentally captured by fans, doesn't just signify a personal bond. It is a symbol of the collective burden now being carried together. Jimin's change in expression after hearing Jungkook's words was not a typical reaction. It showed authentic shock, nearly traumatic. Was the information too big, too sudden, or too strategic to delay sharing? Meanwhile, the spike in digital traffic within the first 12 hours after the incident indicates that its impact cannot be ignored. Jungkook, Jimin, and Jeon became the #1 global trending topic, with over 4 million mentions on X, Twitter, and more than 20 million related video views on TikTok and Instagram. This suggests that even without an official agency statement, the world's attention has locked onto one focal point: the unfinished conversation at the airport. Speculations about what was actually discussed continue to grow. But a partially leaked transcript implies the project in question is multisectoral, encompassing synergy between music production, visual art, artificial intelligence, and fashion. Even the project's code name, Project 613, has begun circulating as a symbol of BTS's new direction, believed to start mid-year. The project is also suspected to be tied to the launch of a metaverse-based fan interaction platform being developed by a music tech company in Silicon Valley. But all of this comes back to one central question: why Jimin? Why directly, and with such deep emotional expression? The only logical explanation is that Jungkook needed more than just approval. He needed the emotional and strategic presence of someone he believes to be an anchor amid uncertainty. And for many observers, that anchor is Jimin. Now, the situation among ARMYs is becoming divided. Some welcome it with hope, realizing that BTS is rebuilding itself towards something bigger than ever. But others are still wrestling with anxiety, questioning whether a project this massive will strengthen or crack the emotional unity of the members, who have long been known as tight-knit but increasingly individual after a series of solo projects and military duties. Whatever it may be, one thing is certain: the brief conversation at Incheon Airport has now become a symbol of a new chapter in BTS's history. And behind Jungkook's simple sentence lies a powerful force that will soon change how the world sees BTS, not just as a music group, but as a global cultural force undergoing recalibration. Time will tell whether this is the beginning of something monumental. But until that time comes, all eyes will remain on Jimin, Jungkook, and the footsteps they left behind that day at the airport, with burdens, hopes, and perhaps the beginning of a new history. And the latest development of the incident involving Jungkook and Jimin at Incheon Airport. A number of critical questions are now emerging across various public forums, particularly among fans known for their deep emotional attachment to BTS. Does the intense moment captured in public truly reflect the reality of a major project being quietly developed? Or is this part of a deliberately crafted narrative intended to generate massive public resonance? The fact that the incident went viral so quickly deserves reflection. In less than 24 hours, video clips of the interaction spread across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. But does this rapid spread confirm the truth of the interaction? Or is it merely a reflection of how information dissemination is driven by algorithmic logic and the public's emotional consumption? Why is there no official documentation or concrete statement supporting the substance of Jungkook's words to Jimin? We do not deny that the information presented comes from various open media sources. But it's important to highlight that most of these sources are not official journalistic institutions, but rather social media accounts that may not be verified. Shouldn't this prompt us to question the authenticity of the narrative being developed? Why are so many accepting the information at face value without tracing its origins methodically? Furthermore, it's worth questioning why a moment claimed to be part of a major strategy took place publicly in such a spotlight-heavy space like an airport. Wouldn't it make more sense for a globally impactful plan to be conveyed in a private setting with strict confidentiality protocols? Or is this part of a deliberate communication design aimed at stirring emotional sympathy while guiding public opinion toward a certain perception? In this context, we are faced with a dilemma between reality and perception. Does Jimin's shocked and serious facial expression truly reflect a sudden involvement in a global project? Or has the reaction been overinterpreted by a public accustomed to linking every idol gesture with dramatic narratives? Who actually benefits from this event? Does it merely reinforce fan loyalty, increase digital visibility, and open new monetization paths for certain parties?